All right, so after a while, we're finally back, and today we're going to be joined with Naod. I'll let you introduce yourself here in a second, but today we're just going to be going over his experience starting eBay dropshipping and kind of the process that he decided to approach the business model with. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Naod Abraha, and I recently got into eBay dropshipping about 2 months ago, and I've seen good results.
Yeah, so really quickly, just to preface this, I've been working alongside Naod for the last 2 months, like he said, when he got into eBay dropshipping. I kind of wanted to run an experiment because I was thinking about the blueprint that I would follow if I started like today. Obviously, it'd be different than like what I actually did because when I started, I didn't know all the things I know now. But I basically just passed that over to Naod, like hands-on, showed him everything that I would do. And obviously, the results speak for themselves. I'll let him talk about it here in a little bit. But really quickly, go ahead and talk about like who you are and like where you're from first, because I think it's important to start about like who is Naod.
So, like I said, my name is Naod, and I was born East Africa, Eritrea. I lived there for about 9 years, and then I moved to America, and I'm living here right now. I've been here for 8 years.
Okay, and from there, I just want to get straight into it. Like, how'd you find eBay dropshipping, and what made you decide to like get into it?
So, I was very interested in online business and making money without actually, working, I guess. But I came across one of your videos, and I was very interested in eBay dropshipping because it was very different.
Yeah.
And I contacted you about it, and obviously now we're here.
So you say it's different, and I know that you did things like in the past. They don't know. So I want you to kind of explain like your previous ventures, whether they were like serious businesses or it was more as like something on the side, like hustle, less consistent. Go ahead and tell them like what you did in the past, so we can like later we might be able to
Exactly.
compare that compared to like eBay dropshipping, like the pros and cons.
Exactly. So before eBay dropshipping, I was doing a TikTok shop affiliate, and I was doing that for a couple months. But with that, basically what I do on that is basically I get free samples and I promote products, and they give me a commission. But
Okay.
with that, it was very inconsistent because you actually had to post videos, and those videos have to gain views, and some will flop, some will do good. So basically, like it was just very inconsistent, and you don't know what you'll make the next month.
Interesting. Because honestly, like that's one of the like highlights I feel like with eBay dropshipping is like how consistent it is off like the rip. Because obviously like the other variations of dropshipping, like of course Shopify being the most like popular, you have to figure out like ads, like you have to master that skill. There's gonna be ad spin, so there's a lot more room to actually like lose money up front. But the thing with eBay is like you're running off of the company's like algorithm, right? So it's pretty easy to like guarantee results if you know what you're doing. And what you're saying is like what you did in the past just wasn't consistent.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So I guess moving on from that, why don't you let them know like what were your results like this last month?
Exactly. So this last month, I actually did 11,000, which
Which
is
is
very crazy
ridiculous. Yeah.
because
Why? What? Go ahead. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
yes. So um, it's crazy because it's very rare to see to make that much in just the first 2 months
Yeah.
because
I,
obviously other people are I think other people are doing that with just 10,000 book listed items, and I'm doing that with a
well, no.
couple hundred
Honestly, it's the opposite.
products.
I let them know like that's honestly ridiculous. Like 2 months in, like
Yeah,
hitting 11K month, but the difference between you and the other people, like your margin might not have been like as high. Like you netted like 2K profit, which typically people might be able to
exactly,
do like 25 to like 30% if they have like a mix between like more bulk sales. But you were able
exactly,
to push like a lot of sales through. Obviously, we won't give away all the sauce, but the strategy behind like sniping and like the way that we actually go about it, which that's the difference between
exactly,
like the other people. Like whenever you're talking about how it's kind of like unique that you did it so early on, it's the whole like sniping strategy. It's lower margins, but I mean,
exactly,
still to hit over 2K in your first, what I mean, like under 2 months, that's ridiculous. So
exactly.
go in depth of like the plan that like actually got you there without giving away all the sauce. Like from point A to like,
Exactly.
what I mean, that 11K month, like what was going through your head and what did you stress like with importance?
Exactly. So I'm gonna say the most important part is sniping. Without sniping, you will not
Mm.
get here, and I guarantee that, right? And obviously, I sat down for a couple hours every day, finding the best products to snipe. And obviously, I don't recommend this if your account is brand new and your account is just 1 day old. No, my account was aged. I was using eBay before for about 5 years, and so
That is
uh,
true.
my account was exactly. But
I'm
I was sat down every day and I was sniping best profitable items, and obviously that got me to 11,000.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that was one of the most exciting periods for me is because obviously I've been doing it for a while.
Exactly.
And I just remember, obviously my story is a little bit different. Like when I started, I was working 40 hours at like a summer job as well as like reselling clothes. I just remember like the first like months, whenever you get that first sale and you actually like get the proof of concepts, like you see like it actually works. Then I like saw you for hours a
Exactly.
day just like sitting there sniping and it just made me happy. But like going on from that, like why do you think eBay? Because you were just talking about your previous like ventures. I know we kind of like touched on it, but why do you think like
Exactly.
why do you think you favor eBay over the past business models? Not taking into account like the results and the money, but like the actual business itself and like the plugins to actually like get to the money. Like why do you prefer the concept of like eBay dropshipping as opposed to what you did in the past?
First of all, I say eBay is a lot more consistent because on eBay, it works how, let's say, if I was to work 10-hour day every day, um, I would see better results. And if I was to leave it alone and do nothing, I
Yeah.
would see obviously like a lower results.
Okay.
But on TikTok, I can post about 10, I can post 3 videos every day, being consistent, and it was random. One video can go viral, one video will flop. You know, it was
Yeah.
very, very random. It doesn't matter how good quality the video is. It doesn't matter. It's all about luck, in my opinion. But
And honestly, I'm
it's
glad
one of the
that.
things.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm glad whenever you're talking about
There you go.
working for like hours on end on eBay dropshipping, I'm glad that you preface in like the last question I asked you that your account's aged, because a lot of people like get into it
Exactly.
and they don't take into account that you have to like prime your account, like you have to warm up your accounts. And if it's not aged,
Exactly.
which whenever I approached you, like I already knew that was the case, which kind of helped us out like a good bit because you were able to be a little bit more aggressive. But a lot of people get into it, they try and do basically what you did off rip, and then they get their account fried, and it's like, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean, obviously that's not a good way to start out. But continue. Is there any more that you wanted to touch on, like between the differences of eBay dropshipping and like TikTok Shop?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just if you want, obviously you can make a lot of money from TikTok Shop because there is a lot of people on the platform, and it was very low demand, but now it's very oversaturated. But before, you can make, I made it 3 to 4 grand in just 1 month, but it wasn't promised the next month. You know, one
Yeah.
month it could be that much money. Next month you can make $20 and just
Yeah.
everything flops. You know,
So,
and then 1 month you can just get suspended for no reason. It was very random.
so moving on from that, right? Like, I feel like we understand the differences between the models and like where your head's at with why you obviously prefer eBay dropshipping. Obviously, like one you're making money on right now, the other one you're not. But why you prefer it moving forward? Like, what are your plans with eBay going forward?
Exactly. So with eBay, I want to scale and obviously open more
Mm-hmm.
accounts and open more accounts under other people, and then giving them,
Okay. So go
percentage. That's
go in depth on that because a lot of people don't know that you can open accounts like under other people. Obviously, like I call it like the agency
exactly.
model. But go in depth on that. Like why do you think people starting out? Because you know I told you the same thing. Like starting out, that's
Yeah.
way easier to do, just because I mean you need less resources and there's no like overhead cost. But go ahead and like touch on the agency
Exactly.
model. Why do you think like if people are starting out, do you recommend them looking to do that before like you know doing the whole like LSC and like static IPs and that side of things?
So basically, the reason I recommend opening them under other people's accounts is, or under their name is, so you don't need to get Wi-Fi. You don't need to do a lot of work. All you have to do is buy one computer, ship it to their house. Obviously, set up their name, and obviously, uh, you need to give them percentage. So
Yeah.
it's, I guess, equal, and you just start.
Yeah.
Other than LLC, you have to open an LLC. You got to pay for that. You need to install Wi-Fi. You need to
Bank
get a lot of
accounts.
computers. You know, bank accounts. It's a lot of work.
Exciting.
Obviously, it takes work to make money, but it won't be that easy. But I think it's if you have people, a lot of people or like people you trust and people trust you, I highly recommend that you open accounts under their name.
Yeah, I recommend it as well because like at the beginning, obviously like scaling like it's gonna come with some overhead. But if you're just starting out like with your one
Exactly.
account under your name, no expenses, you're starting to build your profit as your account like grows. I honestly don't normally recommend like scaling until your first account is like
Exactly.
10K listings. You actually understand the business model, like your customer service is down pat. Whether you're taking on like a VA yet or not, you fully understand like returns and like how to handle like item not received cases. Because if you scale and you're using your own name for like, obviously, you know, like our method with, you know, like the LLC and using like variants of the information, but you don't want to tie your real identity or take that risk of like hitting 5K, uploading your real information, then just getting one of your accounts suspended because you didn't actually like learn the business model. So I always stress like at the beginning, if you do want to scale past that, using other people's names like the agency model, no overhead, you're using their bank account, fulfilling with their card. You're gonna give them, yeah, like a small percentage, but there's no upfront cost. So that's like one of the quickest and best ways. If you have connections, like to make accounts, like that's where the money is at the beginning. All right, so going past
Exactly.
that, like we talked about like the business and everything, like what you did in the past compared to like what you're doing now. But going more like personally, like into who you are, like what are some of your like future life plans? Like I know one of the bigger ones is like you're moving pretty soon. You can talk like touch on that.
Yes, exactly. So first of all, I really want to finish out my eBay. 10,000 products, and obviously getting it straight. And obviously, I want to move to Asia for content purpose and just moving with in a place where
Yeah.
you're not really comfortable will make you work. Yeah, just like being with your friends and then working
Yeah, I
in
haven't
the
even
same
told him.
area
Like I'm in
and same
I'm in
industry.
Vietnam right now. He's gonna
Yeah,
come join me. We can leak it, bro.
exactly.
It's already planned. He's gonna come out pretty soon. So
Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool. But moving past that, like why do you think that you got better results than like the average person, like starting eBay dropshipping?
Okay. 100%. I'm gonna say it's mental, right? If you have somebody right in front of you or telling you to do a thing step by step,
Yeah.
you're 100% more likely to succeed than somebody that's asking questions, asking this. You're wasting time, right? If you have a mentor, right, they're gonna show you step by step on what you need to do and things that you don't need to do and stuff not to do. All that. That's why it's like a teacher basically, right?
Yeah.
You go to school and you have a teacher that's telling you what to do.
I literally like a year ago I said the exact same thing in an interview where Sammy's interviewing me. I said the biggest difference between like me starting out this business model as opposed to the things I started in the past is like I have somebody who's already successful. They're telling me exactly what to do. It's like almost impossible like not to succeed. And I mean, yesterday we were
Exactly.
literally just talking to somebody who, is having issues because he didn't necessarily have the right guidance. He jumped the gun, right? He has one account that's doing
Exactly.
well, tries to scale, messes up, account gets suspended, and it's kind of like a domino
Yeah.
effect, right? So I feel
Exactly.
like guidance is definitely important. If you don't have that guidance, just making sure that you at least have like a community of people where you're able to like, have people check over what you're doing, especially when you're scaling. Like when you're on like the account creation side of things, I feel like it's really important. But yeah, I completely agree. After knowing like sorry, I have things written down. After knowing what you do, like how many accounts, this is actually an interesting question because a lot of people have different answers. I know the way that you approach the business model, you probably have a different answer. But how many accounts do you think it would take for you to hit like your first 10K month?
All right. This goes different ways. If I would say, if you're gonna book list on 5 different accounts, you'll see different results. But if you're gonna generally sit and work on accounts and snipe items on 5 accounts, you'll make close to 12, 13 grand on those. And then opposed to if you're just focusing on the 5 accounts, you'll probably see maybe 7, 6,000. But 10,000, I think is very, very easy to do. If you're, first of all, sniping and maintaining it well, you can definitely do it with 4 to 5 accounts.
So I think I had a question coming up, like talking about this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and like talk about it. Like you already took the leap, like now you
Yeah.
have someone like working for you, like you have a VA, someone like working on customer service, like order fulfillment. do you think it's realistic? Like what you did that first month on your account, like month and a half, where you were able to hit like an 11K month. Do you think it's realistic to say that you'd be able to do that, like copy and paste on like 4 other accounts, like consistently, if you have like a team that's also helping you like with the sniping and everything? Because like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying the difference between like the way other people set up their accounts and like the way that you would, or whenever I ask you, right, like how many accounts would it take to hit 10K profit? You're saying it depends on how you structure it, right? If you did what you did on that main account and like pushed it, hit 11K, you know what I mean, 2.5K profit. If you did that on like, it would only take 4 accounts compared to like if you were just primarily bulk listing, it might take a full 3 months for you to even see like 1,500 a month like profit consistently. And then obviously you need like an extra 3 or 4 accounts. So do you think it's realistic to say that you would be able to do what you did on your main account on 4 with just like yourself and like maybe 1 employee? Or do you think you need like a bigger team? What do you think?
I 100% think me, my employee is very possible, but at the same time, you don't want that risk, right? I took a big risk, but my account was aged.
Yeah, that is true.
But if I'm gonna scale and I have brand new accounts, I wouldn't want them to push them that much because there's a chance I get suspended, and now all my accounts are banned because I was being hungry. And you know, if you take it slow and obviously being very, you know,
passive.
taking things slow is being passive is it will lead you to like a better point than you're all like, because I actually had a friend who was doing eBay but he was doing from TikTok shop instead of from Amazon, right? Which he was getting a lot of sales, like he was getting a lot of sales. I think he was making over $300-400 a day. But what does that mean? eBay is like, okay, how is this guy making so much money, right? And boom, suspended him, right? All his money is gone, the account is gone. Yes, he made that much money in just a couple of days, but he no longer has a passive income.
That is a very good point.
What's
because
worth it, you know?
If somebody's like in your position, right? They started relatively like recently, and they see the like numbers, like they see the figures that you have. They might get like very excited and kind of like jump the gun and be like, all right, doing this like 5 times over, like 5 accounts, boom. And obviously, like you're saying, like that leads to problems where like the alternative is if you're slower about it and you're a little more like logical and strategic, these accounts can last like years. So the difference between like pushing one account to make like 2.5, 3K a month as opposed to just like a consistent 1,500 a month, majority bulk listed sales, or like, you know, you're doing like an 80-20 split between like bulk listing and like 20% sniped, then, you know, it's worth taking it a little slower and pacing yourself for a guaranteed, you know, extra couple of years of profit. You know, I mean, there's no reason to risk your account being suspended in a month or two just for extra like 1,000 a month, you know?
Exactly.
All right, so like obviously I know who you are as a person. I kind of want to like end this out and close it. We've been going for a good amount of time now, just to like keep it short. And by the way, we're gonna do a follow-up in person. I think that's gonna be sick whenever you finally makes it to Vietnam. We'll make sure to do a follow-up. But this is gonna help us film the future video. Like I know who you are. They don't necessarily know you as like, you know, as a person, the same way that I do. But what are some goals that you're willing to like let the public know that we might be able to like reflect on a couple months from now and see if like you hit those? Like what do you see yourself doing these next couple months that you're willing to like put out there?
So first of all, I want to scale all my eBay accounts, you know, make eBay accounts. And second, we want to start teaching you guys, you know, we want to start teaching you how to make how much I made in just, you know, the first month, right? And basically start a coaching program to make everything easy just for you. You know, you start, next day you're making money. That's one of my goals.
So with that, is there like a number that you want to hit before you start like, wait, what do you mean? So you're saying that like you want to coach, what does that look like? Is that like a community or is that like a offer, like a higher ticket offer? Like what does that look like? Or you don't really have a thought?
You know, I think it's I'm not 100% sure, but I want to, because it's very hard for people to find something to do, right? And I want to be there, right? And I want to be there for every step, and every question you ask, I want to be able to answer it, and basically like just one-on-one coaching program.
Interesting. All right, well, I guess for the video we're gonna post in the future, just for like a maybe more of like a lifestyle or like a number goal that we can reflect on. It might be a little bit easier because
Exactly.
like you answered it with like a plan, but like what about like, is there a certain amount of accounts you want to be at like a couple months from now, or is there a certain number
Exactly.
that you want to be at?
Yeah, of course. I want to open about 4 more eBay accounts,
Yeah.
and I want to be obviously right now I'm making good money on eBay, but I want to be I want this to be very consistent
Okay.
on just one account. You know, I want my next month to be same as this.
All right. Yeah, I think that's
That's one
nice.
of my goals.
So lastly, like just to close off, what's a piece of advice that you'd leave for the people watching? Maybe not just specifically like
Yeah,
eBay dropshipping, but business as a whole. If they're trying to like start something, because they're watching a
yeah.
video, it's like a testimony to someone who like attempted a new business model. They might have found success like relatively early. So what do you think leads to that?
So I want to say this right, and you probably heard this a million times. People on your social media record, like you're scrolling, you're just seeing all this. I want to say is, if you want to do something, just go do it. Right? There's nothing. Just
Simple as
do it.
that.
First, second of all, right? Exactly. And if you find something, do that and be consistent with it. Right? That's how it works. If you're doing multiple other things, you're gonna get distracted, and that thing's not gonna work. Right? If you're gonna
Yeah.
do anything you do, be consistent at least for 6 months to see if it works or not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
Yeah.
it shouldn't take 6 months for you to see results. But
True.
my main thing is to be consistent and just go do it. That's my
The classic
advice. That's what I did.
shiny object syndrome. You just gotta focus on one thing. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Well, that's all I have. You wanna? I mean, we can leave it on that note. Is there anything else you wanna say?
That'd be it. Just be consistent.
All right. Well,
If I can make it,
mark
you can
our
make it.
words. We'll redo this video in person like in next 2 months maybe. We'll make that happen.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll see you guys in the next video.